And welcome everybody to Adelante Chicago. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, we begin with this number. Listen to this. Latinos make up less than 5% of the technology workforce here in Illinois. At a time when we are all thirsty for jobs, this could be an avenue to explore for us. We are joined by Orlando Sáez, president of Latino Technology Alliance. Thank you so much for being here.
Delighted to be here.
Great. All right, so this number, 5% of Latinos are in this technology workforce. Why is that number so small?
So we commissioned a study that it lasted for about 9 months, and we learned a great deal. And that statistic was one of the most prominent statistics that came out of our research study. 5%. The reason why, it varies. There's no one single factor. But I can tell you the top reasons as to why we believe that number is as low as it is. One of the categories has to do with the knowledge of immigrants in particular, to understand what pathways their kids and themselves have in technology careers to take advantage of the support system. The education system in this country is not as convenient for them to understand and navigate. So the pathways to understand that is very difficult. The other reason for this, we believe, is that the technology as a trade is not well defined. Technology requires a lot of interdisciplinary skills, so it is not just your typical engineer, software, computer. There is a lot more color to what technology means.
Let's talk about that. What sort of jobs fall into this category of technology? What are we talking about? Someone who's just great with computers and software, or what is the umbrella?
So depending on who you ask, that answer varies. So that is actually part of the challenge. In fact, DCEO, a state agency that works with the economic development here in the state of Illinois, commissioned another study to just answer that question. And what we learn is that there are a number of clusters with respect to careers where we can bundle all the groups that relate to technology, and technology falls in a very broad range of category of things. You have information technology type careers that are the things that support the businesses. So you have things that relate to who manages the email servers, who manages the back room, the accounting system, the software. There's all aspects related to that. There's the network side, which is the fabric that actually runs all the infrastructure and the computers that we connect to. And then there is the production of those things. There is actually who builds the server, who build the computer, and those are your regular software engineers.
And you and I were talking about that a lot of the Latinos who are in technology are making 10% less than others. Is that because, as you mentioned earlier, they are sort of in this lower or this entry-level workforce of technology? Is that
correct? The aim of our organization is to actually increase the talent to actually pursue careers that are a little more relevant in the category of high growth and high tech. Most of the Latinos that participate in technology are doing so from a support perspective. So they're the ones actually taking care of the back room. The entry-level jobs. So they're not necessarily doing the complex applications in Excel or spreadsheets and things like that. They're doing more, perhaps the data entry. They're doing the call centers as opposed to some of the more high-end type of applications. And that's our aim, to actually change that dynamic, to increase the number of people involved in high growth, high tech.
So how do we do it? What do parents need to do to maybe try to push these kids into that environment?
There are many things. So the first thing that we need to acknowledge that this is not a problem that we can solve alone. What we are urging is the involvement by the community, education leaders, corporate sponsors. It is an ecosystem of players that have to play to actually really create change in this category. There are many recommendations that we have that are part of the study that we urge the listeners to really take a look at and read. A lot of them fall in this kind of linkage between education and workforce and entrepreneurship. So there's not one recommendation. Some are specific programs, some are policy related, and we hope that over the next few years, those that are participant in this effort can actually help us realize this.
Yeah. And how important can Latinos be in this growth of technology?
It's tremendous. Again, the population of Latinos is the fastest growing population in this country, as we all know. 15% in Illinois alone account for are all Hispanics. So it is a tremendous consumer power. So
and because of our language, we could help a lot.
Absolutely. So if we actually Latinos participating in technology careers will give Illinois a tremendous competitive advantage, not in Illinois, but worldwide.
Global. All right, so tell us quickly about your company, Latino Technology Alliance. If you want to give it a little plug there.
Yes, well, the Latino Technology Alliance, it is the nonprofit organization that is focusing on economic development. And again, our aim and our goal is to increase the talent involved in high growth and high tech careers.
Okay.
And we are hoping that we can accomplish that by really looking at education, training, workforce, and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And we urge a lot of people to join our efforts.
All right, sounds good. One last question that I had. I know that at a time when there are no jobs out there, is this the one industry that is staying pretty solid when it comes to technology and computers and those types of things?
It is. And the good news about technology, it is a very portable skill. So we need technology. It is actually part of the fabric of everyday life. So whether you're working in any particular trade, technology by itself or technology as a function of an accounting role or a medical role or green jobs, as it is actually a tremendous trend. Technology is a skill set that is the language of communication to be successful in this day and age.
Okay, thank you so much. Orlando with the Latino Technology Alliance.